I am back with another video. So as you can see by today's video, I'm going to be making a tech pack with you guys. I'm still waiting for my sweatsuits to be finished as far as the final samples. I don't know what's been taking so long. I've been doing my best to not be overbearing, still communicate, still set an expectation, but also allow for them to do what they do. They're just taking too long. I don't want to be stagnant with my brand. I still want to keep progressing. And if these are going to take a little bit longer than I wanted, like these are the first pieces that I wanted to drop. I'm assuming that they're still going to be the first pieces that I drop, but I do want to be proactive and work with different items and also still keep creating. So I'm going to be working on a tech pack for some hats. I want to do some snapback hats. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, some snapback hats, but I just wanted to make hats in general because personally, I wear a lot of hats and they're one of my go-to accessories for all outfits. As far as things outside of jewelry is concerned, I usually go with hats. As you can see, I'm wearing one right now. So I want to create something similar to this with some embroidery details. Honestly, I was supposed to do this like at least a month ago and I just kept procrastinating really and putting it off. Well, I wouldn't say procrastinating because I actually was working on other stuff and I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. So it just wasn't, I didn't set a precedence for this, but now I am. I have been communicating with a hat manufacturer and this is pretty much all she's pretty much waiting on is for me to provide this tech pack for, which I told her I would have did this a while back. I just haven't got to it, like I said. So we got to get this done now. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. I've already pretty much set the foundation down for my tech pack. I'm using the same template that I use for my sweatsuit so you guys will be able to see exactly how that looks. Let me say this really quick. I'm still new to all of this. I'm not seasoned. I'm not a professional. I'm very much a novice. I'm an amateur at all of this, but you know, I'm learning, and the whole idea of me making these videos just to share this journey with you guys and so you can see exactly what I'm doing and all the steps I'm taking to produce garments for you guys. Making a tech pack is just one of the first crucial steps of communicating with your manufacturer. And if anyone doesn't know what a tech pack is, it's essentially a document that you put all of your information about this particular item on. So whatever sizing you want. So if it's a particular size chart, your own measurements, what kind of colorways you want, the materials you want, all of the artwork you want, basically every detail of a garment that you want in this document. This is how you communicate everything. So everything is in one place. So your manufacturer can use this document and make sure that they're able to produce it to your specifications that you requested. My hat tech pack, as of right now, I have 5 pages, but I was thinking about maybe adding a couple more, what we're gonna see. My sweatsuit tech pack, the hoodie had, I think like 13 pages. I think the sweatpants had like maybe 11 or 12. So there's not gonna be as many pages as the sweatsuit had, but there's still enough pages to go through. So what I'm gonna do is hop on my laptop here and go through each page and show you what I'm putting in it, because I haven't really done all of that yet. I'm gonna do this with you guys. I'm gonna fully construct and put the information that I wanna communicate with my manufacturer. So let's hop into it. Here we are in Adobe Illustrator, and this is primarily what I've been using to design and make tech packs. You can use Photoshop for this and even, you know, designing as well. But I think Illustrator just allows for you to have way more control over the design aspects and the different design elements. So it's something that I've been working towards learning for the past few months. And in my opinion, if you're going to take designing and owning a clothing brand seriously, I think Illustrator is something that you should try to take up learning. The first page, as you can see, is going to be our cover. This is basically what tells our manufacturer the overview of what we're wanting to create. The top here, you know, has all the relevant information, the company name, the designer, the description of this tech pack and what it's going to be used for, the date. I don't have my style number figured out or my style name, but I do know my main fabric for these hats is going to be cotton twill, which is actually going to be 100% cotton twill. So to be more specific, I'm going to switch that to 100%, which my manufacturer that I'm going to be doing my hats with already knows that I want to do 100% cotton twill. And as a matter of fact, she sent me some samples, fabric samples, for me to make it a little bit easier for me to select the colors that I want. I'm a visual person and I have to sometimes have visual references to make things easier for me when, especially when it comes to selecting something. So fabric weights, fabric materials, I have to feel it, I have to see it. It just makes it much, much easier for me. The season, of course, is going to be spring, summer, and the size range is going to be adjustable, one size fits all, being that it's going to be a snapback. That is the main thing. In here, in this blank spot, what I want to do is basically copy and paste my design. I want to start with black. I think black, as far as my sample goes, is going to be just a versatile color. As you guys see, I wear a ton of black already as it is. And I think just for a sample, black is going to be a really easy, good color to do. The main thing that I'm going to be doing with this sample is really just testing the quality of the manufacturer. That is the primary goal here. So I'm just going to center that right there. Boom, the cover is pretty much done. Next, we're gonna move over to the next page. It's gonna be our points of interest. And you can really have these go in any order that you want them to be in. You want your first page to be the cover and your second page to at least be your points of interest, which are the particular and specific details that you want the manufacturer to take note of and keep mind of. I'm pretty much gonna copy let's see here. I'm gonna copy this front view of the hat. We're going to paste this over into the second page. This size should be good. Now what I want to do, because this S letter here, that's going to be an embroidered detail. And I want to specify that to the manufacturer. That's going to be embroidery. So we have the layers over here and we're on page 2. It's always great to organize the best that you can, so you'll be able to go back to things that you need and find what you need and all of that kind of stuff. So we need number 1. Let me lock that. So we have the first one there. And we just want to position that points, oh, it's behind it. So we got to get that in front of it. And let's drag, let's see here. We're going to bring this entire part right here, because we can't see that what I just placed there. We're going to move this whole thing. Let's see here, boom. So now we can see it. So now we're going to position this. So pretty much it points at that S there. So we want to specify exactly what that is going to be. So here I'm going to type embroider up embroidery in white. And it's also good to specify the type of embroidery. So I'm going to put 3D embroidery because I want there to be a little bit more, I want it to be a little bit raised. And I'll try to provide a visual reference as to what I would prefer it to look like. And I'm going to copy this side as well, which is the left side, because, should I do the left side or the back? You know what, I'm gonna do the back. So we're gonna do front and back because we're gonna have an embroidery detail on the back as well. So I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna use the second one, number 2. Let's make that visible. And we're gonna take this, drag it here. And then I'm just going to move this part to the other side. And let's flip that. Boom, let's flip that. And then we're going to just bring it right over. So it points directly. Oh, let's fix that. I'm very particular with how a lot of stuff looks. So make sure it sits right where it needs to sit. It's still not sitting where it needs to sit. Let's fix this. There we go. All right, so that's pointing to that 2. And I'm gonna copy this, copy, paste in front, drag it down. Okay, so now I'm gonna describe what's in the left, on the left rear of the hat. So I'm gonna put embroidery logo in white, embroidery font logo. Embroidery font logo in white. And you know what, I'm gonna put flat. I wanna describe the type of embroidery is, so I'm gonna do flat embroidery. flat embroidery logo in white. Okay, that's perfect. So those are our points of interest there. The other thing I made a list of details that I wanted to make sure I had on the hat. So I'm going to use this as my reference because some things I've forgotten a little bit and I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the third and I'm going to position that just pointing at the sides like here. And for that one, I'm just going to then say, because the thing we want to try to do is to make sure there's never going to be any assumptions. We want to communicate, even if it's over communicating. And this is what I've been learning. I made some mistakes in the last tech pack, and not to say that I won't make any mistakes this one. It's only my second tech pack, so there is a chance that I could make some mistakes. The goal is to minimize as many of those mistakes as possible. I want this to be a 6-panel design, so I'm gonna put that there, 6 panels. Let's grab this fourth one. I may need to make some more of these. And this fourth one, I'm gonna just point to here. I'm going to make this one say curved brim. The next thing I want to do is specify the actual profile of the hat, which is basically the height. Personally, I like a low profile hat. This one I'm wearing right now is essentially a low profile. The old tall new era hats, they're just not for me personally. I know some people do like those. I'm just not a fan of them. I like a lower profile cap. So I want to specify that this hat is going to be low profile. So what I'm going to do here, because I ran out of my little arrow things, I'm going to basically copy. So now we have 5 and we're going to put 5 pointed like here. It's pointed at the top of the hat. We're going to write here, low profile. The next thing I want to add that I just realized is not here is going to be the eyelets. I want stitch eyelets on the top of the hat, which is the crown of the hat, but I don't have any on the hat, on this actual illustration of it. I'm gonna make 2 and put them at the back. All right, so now we have the eyelets in the back. I'm gonna also put them up here in the front as well. But let's work on labeling what those are going to be. I have to make a number 6. All right, so stitched eyelets. So those are all of our points of interest. I want there to be inside piping into the hat. I've already designed it, as you can see. I'm gonna put that here, of course, scale it down. Place that here, point a 7 to it, stating that that's going to be inside piping. For the sake of time, I'm going to be time-lapsing some of this in and out just so I can do it much faster, because doing all of this really is time consuming. And when you're as particular as I am, you try to get everything down to like a meticulous detail, and it just takes time. So I'm just gonna be speeding it up, so you guys are gonna have to watch every single little detail that I'm doing, every little thing that I'm saying, but you can still see what's happening while I'm doing it. I'm still working on the points of interest. I just have to copy this 7 over, label that's going to be the inside piping, inside logo piping, I'm gonna describe it as. I want to specify that I want multiple stitches on the brim. This little illustration I have here has 3, and I'm going to make that 6, so they'll be able to see that. Then I'm going to make that another point of interest, and I think that'll be done for the points of interest. And then I can move on to logo size and placement, and then specify exactly how I want that to be. So let me finish up on page 2, then I'm gonna get back at you guys. All right, so we just finished page 2. I went ahead and did the 6 stitches on the brim, made that adjustment quite poorly. Well, you know what? It actually doesn't look that bad. It looks okay. It's not great, but it looks okay. So we were able to get all of the communications in here. So to overview it one more time, we have the 3D embroidery in white on the front. Of course, the flat embroidery font logo in white. That's on left side. Should I put left? Yeah, I'm gonna put the side of the hat just to be specific and clear. Flat embroidery, font logo in white on left rear. Left rear. Okay, let's see, 3 pointing to a panel, 6 panels, 4 curved brim, 5 low profile, 6 stitch eyelets, and as a matter of fact, let's add those eyelets to the front as well. So let's put those same eyelets there. So what we're gonna do is copy these same eyelets. We're gonna copy those 2. So boom, copy. I'm just gonna paste them. Oops, that didn't work out too well. So like, I think that's somewhere in the middle. I'll just make sure they're in the middle. So something like that. And then we're going to put those in the folder that they belong in, which would be this folder, which that's the front of the cap. So we just got to put them in the same folder. Let's grab those 2. Oops. And then we're just going to drag them down and then drop them in that folder. So right here, boom. So now if I make that invisible, the whole thing is invisible. Everything's about organization, because if you got to come back to it, you got to be able to find what you need wherever you need it at. So organization is very important for me while doing this. So if I make page 2 invisible, everything should vanish, and that would tell us if we got everything where it needs to be. So let's do it. Oh, we got to move those. I forgot about those. Okay, so everything is right here. Drop them into page 2. Let's try that again. Boom, there we go. Now it is time to move on to page 3. Page 3 is going to be my logo size and placement, which is kind of obvious and self-explanatory given the mock-ups, but like I mentioned, it's important to be as specific as possible. So what we're gonna do, oh, and by the way, as you can see, I did go back and kind of clean up some things here, and I made the under brim of the hat, the inside of the hat, the interior of the hat rather, the same exact color as the exterior. I just didn't want there to be any confusion or have them think that the inside was supposed to be white. You gotta be as clear and concise and specific as possible. So I went ahead and fixed that, and I also added the 6 stitches on the inside. I made everything as clear and concise as I possibly could. I have to fix this as well. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. Boom. So now everything is the way it's supposed to be. I also did go ahead and clean up this area here. And then I added a number 9, which is tone and tone stitching and under brim. Basically, that just states that the stitching is going to be the same exact color as the main fabric or the body. And the under brim is going to be the same exact color as the top. What I'm going to do is basically specify the exact size of this embroidered S logo. And obviously the S is just for styled, which is why we have that on the back left right here. We're gonna do a line that's going to have no fill and then a stroke that's red. I think 1 point should be good. And it's gonna be a vertical line straight up and down like so. And let's go ahead and make that a dashed line. Let's do like 4. Is that good? Maybe 3. Okay, 3 should be good. Now we want to just add some anchors on that line. Let's do here, like that. And then we're gonna copy, paste. And then we're gonna put that here. So now what that does is that just signifies that that's the overall height of that S embroidered logo. So we want to specify the actual dimensions of that now. Get a type tool, and then I'm going to type 5 cm, which of course is 5 centimeters, which is roughly 2 inches. And then we're going to also make that red. And we're going to turn that, we're going to rotate that 90. Well, actually, let's do, what is it, 120? Nope. What is it? 180, 210, 40. That's 270? Yep, 270. We're going to rotate that to 70 and put that here. Well, actually, do I want that to go the other way? No, that's good. And then make it a little bit bigger. And then, boom. Let's fix this inside color as well, like we did on the other one. So this logo here is going to be 3.5 centimeters. Let's finish working with this one up here first. I'm going to draw a line. And again, a lot of this is just, a lot of this is going to be like obvious, but I never want to assume. This one, I'm going to make this line a bit thicker here. 1 point should be good. And we're going to put an arrow on the end of this line here. And then I'm just going to type center logo, center front logo, just to be specific. And then we're also going to make this red. For this one, at the bottom here, we're going to make we're also going to make one of these. So grab our pen tool as well. And we're just going to draw a line just like before, like so. Once we already have that line, we use this tool, which is called the droplet tool, eyedropper tool. And now what we can do, we can just highlight one of those, and then it copies the properties of the other line. So now for this one, we want to have this be, you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna flip this around and put this on top above here, because I want to have the space here to specify the distance that the logo is going to be from the edge. So that's what I'm gonna do. .5 cm, and then we're going to put that there, make it a little bit smaller, and do a little rotate. Rotate it. All right. I didn't realize how small that was. That's tiny. All right. 3.5 cm. Now what I would like to do is specify the distance from the bottom and the right of that. So I'm trying to see how I should do this. All right, so in here, I'm basically saying that I want inside here to be 2 centimeters. Now, I want to specify that underneath this is going to be 1 centimeter. I'm going to draw some arrows so I can specify exactly what's what, because I don't want to confuse them. I'm starting to confuse myself a little bit. There, I want to specify that that's the logo width, rear, left logo width. TCH 3.5 cm. I feel like this is a little confusing, so that's why I got to put these arrows here. What I'm going to do is take that and make that a 1 and then flip it. Logo size and placement. So we have the front logo, 5 centimeters center front logo. Front, should there be 5 centimeters front logo centered? Yes. Let's fix this verbiage. 5 centimeters front logo centered. Centered. I just like the way that sounds better. 1 centimeter from bottom, 2 centimeters from panel edge, rear logo width 3 centimeters. Well, I want to switch this to the front. Switch the measurement to the front. So that'd be 3.5 centimeters rear logo width. I think this is decent so far. Oh, and then at the bottom, I have this, which says important. Please use separate files for artwork. Basically, I just want to try to make sure that they don't use this S and then this styled as the official artwork to print on the hat, because I'm going to provide actual higher quality images for them to use. And I'm notifying them that that'll be coming separately. Page 4, as you can see here, I have some specific details what I'm requesting, but this was basically from my hoodie and sweatpants tech pack. I think it still fits, but it might be some adjustments needed. Here are the labels that I pre-made. So we have the inside woven tag, and then the double-sided satin care label. I've already designed these. I'm basically gonna copy and paste these here. I'm gonna copy this one, paste that. I'm gonna put that right here, the double-sided care. You know what? I'm gonna have to move. Okay, I'm gonna move this over more, and then that will go here. Think I will most likely do another page that shows the placement. As of right now, I don't have it specified for the where these are gonna be. I think page 4 is basically done. We just have the specific designs for the woven inside tag and a double-sided care label. The front side basically says is one size where it's made, and then the flip side of that, so basically that's going to flip up, and then you're going to have the care instructions, which tells you it's 100% cotton, and then do not wash, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, do not iron, and do not dry clean. I think I'm going to put like maybe like a little line in here and says like wipe clean or something like that. I think I'll do that, but as of right now, this is what I'm going to be rolling with. The last one is going to be the colorways, and as you can see, I pretty much already have those colorways here, and this was like what I was thinking about doing. The first sample I'm going to just do black just to see the quality and make sure that they're going to be a manufacturer that's good for me to use for my hats. But then I wanted to do a navy, a burgundy / Bordeaux, and like more of like a I don't know if that'd be like more of like a Kelly green or more of like a forest green, something like that. I might be going more towards forest green, something like dark. For hats, I think dark colors typically have a little more versatility out of them, but it also depends too. But that's going to be the overall colorways, but I want to use the ones that I fix and put those lines in. So I'm going to use that over in colorways, especially for the front, and I'll have to do it for the side. That is the overall gist of this tech pack. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up all of these things that I want to do. Then I'm gonna come back at you guys and let you know what the finished official tech pack looks like. I decided not to include page 5, at least for this first submission of this tech pack. Again, page 5 was gonna be my overview of the colorways that I wanted to do. But for this first sample, I'm only going to get black done, so I guess it doesn't really make sense to include that page. Here I have pages 1 through 4. Of course, page 1 is just the front cover. We have our point of interest, and I pretty much went through every single detail that I wanted to have in this hat. We have the logo size and placement, and I went ahead and made a couple adjustments here, but where I put this 2 centimeters from the panel edge, 3.5 centimeters rear left logo width. And I have everything has arrows pointing to it so they know exactly what that is. 5 centimeters up here. Again, logo size and placement, all of that stuff is there. And then all of the tags and labels are gonna be on this one. And it's really just the inside care label is what I wanted to basically showcase in here. So we have the woven tag, which is that's shown here, and that's gonna be sewn on top of the sweatband inside the left rear, which is gonna be on this side. And then we have a double-sided care satin label, which is sewn under and gonna be flipped under. So I made these arrows to kind of show that. Hopefully it makes sense. Again, I'll talk to my manufacturer about that. Hopefully it makes sense. And I'm gonna, make sure that they're able to understand it. If they have any questions, they can. That's usually how that works. And then, yeah, and that's the last page. So I have 4 pages. And I think that should cover it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I would like to hopefully have this sample in. I'm gonna submit this tech pack, pay for my sample. I'm gonna get that done probably beginning of next week. And I would like to have this sample in before the end of April, so I can have these hats available and ready during the summertime. That's my overall goal. I'm going to, of course, have a lot more videos on the way for you guys, waiting for the completion of the sweatsuits to be finished. Hey, I may have those before this even gets out to you guys, because of course I got to do a lot of editing to get this entire video completed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to really doing a lot more stuff, and I have a lot more. I have 2 other hat designs already that I want to drop for the rest of this year. So I think this year will probably be this hat, a script hat, and then I have some corduroy hats I want to do at the end of the year. So I think these will probably be the 3 hats that I do. I don't know, I'm excited to do all of this. A lot of it's really time consuming. It's a lot of planning, a lot of details that I go over. I write them down, I jot them down, and I come back to them. So man, it's just a lot. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. A lot more of this journey will be coming soon. So stay tuned for it. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.